What up, what up, what up? Hello, everybody. Hello, Valtopia. I'm alive. Oh no, and my battery is gonna go dead if I don't plug in here. Say hello. Get a glass of water. Come on in. It's a new moon tomorrow, and I'm about to bring through whatever we need to know. I've been doing a lot of interesting receiving today on the other side of our cosmic transit we went through this weekend, and I want to share with you what I've got to share. Let me share this around. Say hello if you're here. Come on, Facebook. Say hello. Hi, Jennifer. Here we go. Hello, hello. All right, let me share this to the Valtopia. Come on. Hello, everybody. Say hello. Share the stream. Come on, it's a new moon tomorrow. Going to bring through the message and the energy. And hi, George. Really highlight what this cosmic transit is doing for us, so that whether you're booked in with me or not, hi, Meredith. We get to tune in. I'm a cosmic channel. I'm an oracle. I'm tuned in to the energies. I've dedicated the last 5 years of my life to understanding and living in awareness of frequencies. And there's a lot of good stuff that happened over the weekend, people. So let's talk about it. I'm going to share one more place, and then we'll be ready. Hi, Keisha. Keisha knows. Holy moly. She's been having incredible shifts with her clients, and oh my goodness. All right, finally. Hello, everybody. Hey, Jen. Hey, everybody. Hey, Raina. Hi, Kathy. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Welcome. It's a new moon tomorrow. Where are we? It's Thursday, 7:25 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, May 21st. I can't believe it's May 21st, 2020. And I'm here to bring through my cosmic reading of the new moon tomorrow. I'm an oracle. I pull cards and read messages and tune into energy every day. I've been gifted with this sort of really powerful sensory system of an understanding of how energy works. And I came into a new level of understanding, I'd say this morning, after we went through the cosmic transit we went through this weekend, which was like, I don't know about you guys, but a whole lot of people had really powerful headaches and crown aches, and this feeling of like pressure. And on the other side of that pressure and whatever the emotion and whatever you are resisting within yourself that you really just couldn't see, including myself, all of us have had this opportunity. It's like, whoa, there it is. And the way it came through for me today, hi, Carmen. I want to read Keisha's comment in a second. The way it came through for me today, understanding the energy for all of us, not just for myself, is that what we're being revealed right now is so attached to so many patterns and things in our life. So if you can really, and don't worry if you can't, it's going to happen anyway, but the more you can lean into what's being revealed, that's pretty uncomfortable, okay? I signed up for some help because I didn't want to go in there. I had some shit coming up, if you guys saw the Healy thing the other day about authority and stuff, and I don't want to go in there. It's like, I already dealt with that. Most of us feel that way, especially if we've been doing this work a long time and we're actually feeling pretty good. It's like, yeah, no, I don't want to go back in there and rust that shit up. The fact of the matter is it's getting stirred up. And like I said, I can see the energetic attachments, and I feel them. And everyone was feeling, a lot of us were feeling a little lighter. Some of you may be the ones that go on the other side of the transit, and you're just coming into your migraine now, and you'll be getting your clarity in a couple days. So know that what I feel for this energy is that it's attached to so many patterns and situations and people. And you know, the weeks leading up to this, I kept talking about all the guilt and shame and resonance that you have, that a lot of us that are in this collective together feel in our chest, or perhaps in our lower back, or painful lack of support or such. Well, that's something we need to shift a belief about inside of ourselves. Hellowsies. All of us people-pleasing, generous, over-giving leaders. Hey, Rachel. That have lived a lifetime of really doing a lot for others and loving it and thinking it's okay. And then we come into this realization, oh, I've left myself out of the picture. Now let me bring myself into the picture more and more. And now this cosmic transit's like, all right, let me highlight all the places inside of you, all of your emotional resistance to seeing where you're not worthy of your own desires, of what's coming through for you, of why you were born, what your purpose is. Am I right, Keisha? Hi, France. Hi, Ada. And Keisha says, I want you guys to hear this. Keisha says, one of my clients just crossed over to a 7-figure business today. Fuck yeah. That's awesome. My face is turning red. I'm so excited. You know, we have so many people who are so scared right now and really falling victim to what fears are inside of themselves. And we're doing the work to recognize every day where that shit's coming up for us. Because believe you me, even if we're making a 7-figure business, we're still feeling that fear daily and dealing with it and moving through it and understanding what it means for us. Those emotions are our guideposts. So let's all fucking celebrate Keisha supporting her clients to her client a 7-figure business today during all of this. Yeah. I'm so stoked. All right. Yeah, Meredith had headaches till today. Mine stopped, last night. So much clarity, right, Carmen? It's just like with each of these transits, if you're doing the work of clearing and releasing allegiances and, knowing yourself and understanding yourself, you'll find after you've gone through the headache and the dark tunnel of creation, this amazing clarity and resonance with yourself. And then you'll go back into the cycle again, right? This is what we do. We live over and over, but we get deeper and deeper resonance within our own selves and understanding. It's kick-ass. Keisha had some migraines until this afternoon. Mine stopped when I did our transmission yesterday in the Celebrate group. Yes, your middle back, right? So we all feel these things in different parts of our body. All right, so... And, I was talking to a friend of mine today that was experiencing the body resonance with fear and stress. And I said, where do you feel it? All over my whole body. Can you move the energy? Nah, it didn't work like that. So, we are built differently. If some of you have studied human design or your soul patterns and things like that, obviously we're not all the same. Otherwise, nothing would get done. So those of you that really resonate with me and just feel there's something that we're plugging in together about. There's something that I have for you and you have for me. And when we work together, it's like the experiences and the clearing that I have plug into the places to you where you're still attached and magic connection happen. Yeah, it was a powerful transmission, wasn't it? Yeah, if anybody is interested in that transmission, I'm still working on the funnel for the Celebrate pipeline, but it's coming. It's easy. So, seriously, you could sign up monthly and receive these transmissions that I'll do one a month. The biggest one that I do of the month for my private paid clients. And these transmissions are pure gold. They're in the moment. And they're me understanding not just what needs to shift for myself, but for my collective. And that's how powerful each of you are for your collective. Keisha knows, she's been, I've been helping her open up these parts and recognize and come into deep energy mastery for herself. And as she does, she's results for her clients are incredible. It's because she's loving and opening up and understanding parts of herself that then her clients and her community are just because she's going, and you guys are the same. Those of you that resonate and connect in with me as I go deeper into my own self-awareness and unlock these things within myself, that becomes my content and transmissions. And there are activation and deactivation codes within these transmissions that if you're meant to work with me, you listen to that stuff, boom, that's all you got to do. There's more to it than that, because then our human being needs to adapt our body and being and life to adapt to these new codes that are activated within us. But that's the process, and it's so powerful. Meredith, it's so funny. A couple years ago, I had a soul purpose reading done, and I had my human design done, and both came out wrong. I must have needed the information that way at that time, or maybe the matrix we've been through and everything, quantum shift, it's been shifted. But now my human design, I thought I was a manifester, and I'm a generator. I'm a generator, and I really haven't learned that much about it, but I have defined sacral, defined throat. Like, the reason I am such the throat chakra queen, if you look at my human design, it makes absolute sense. Like, those of you that are, probably if we looked at your human design, my thing's defined and yours not, or whatever. You know what I mean? We're meant to find each other. And I'm so convinced of this more and more every year and every day, like lately, every day that goes by, because I've found my twinergies. And there's not just one. I found my soulmate clients and energies where I saw the vision years before I met them. And then I see things for you guys as I'm getting to know you way before it comes true. And then you embody what I've already seen, because I can feel it already as soon as I meet you. And that can get tricky for those of us who have that kind of already vision of because you meet people in the flesh and their soul hasn't quite registered in their flesh, and you're seeing their soul energy and you're assuming they've already embodied that. I've had people do that to me too, where they're like, they see my future self, but I'm not quite there yet, and they're like, blah, blah, and I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. And it's like, oh, I guess that's what's coming. You can feel the potential and the soul energy of someone, even if their human being hasn't fully accepted how powerful and amazing their coding is on the inside. Do you guys feel me on this? And that's what the work that, when we do our work together, that's what I'm seeing for you, is your full effectuation. Like, whatever state you're in when you come to me, that you're resisting it, that's not my reality. I can feel your full effect. And so the version of you that isn't in alignment with that doesn't register for me very much at all. And that's been a problem in my life, because, I don't see people, well, I'll give people a lot of leeway, because I'm like, well, you're fucking this in that dimension or whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah, you guys are all going, I know what you mean. I was talking to my coach today, and I was like, there's this thing, like, you just know, you just know. And then she was like, oh, okay. I know you guys know what I'm talking about. Hi, Kimberly. All right. So let's start with this reading, because I think you guys understand, and I don't want to stay on too long, because my kids want a snuggie with me, and I'll be on tomorrow. I thought I was kind of saving up to go live, because I thought for sure my personal quantum healing device would be arriving right now, but it hasn't arrived yet, so it's okay. Hopefully it comes late tonight, and I get to play with it tonight and hook it up, and then we will be playing with it tomorrow for sure. And if you don't know what that's about, I've done a bunch of live streams, so go check out my page. Check out the page of me and Maria. Maria's beautiful, has beautiful boobs and hair. Go look at that video and enjoy it. Hi, Kimberly. And there's Kimberly Radke and Kimberly Farber. And we will be doing more demos. I'm so stoked about this device and this business, and the people that are signing up to be part of Team Valtopia, and all the people I get to work with. And I told you guys the story yesterday. I saw the vision, and I saw all of you that I'm getting to work with and meet now. It's all coming real. It's all coming real. Oh, Kimberly got hers yesterday. Kimberly, can we play? All right, so let me calm and ground a little bit. I'm already, as I tune into this reading for us, this new moon reading for us, I'm already starting to feel some energy here, which, I always pick up on the throat energy. So let me just ground a little bit. Everybody ground with me. I want everybody to take a deep breath in this collective, whether you're watching the live or you're watching the playback, it's the same energy. We're still tuning into this container right now, this live stream. And we're tuning into this pre-new moon energy, and what we've just been through in the cosmic transit, what pattern is revealing for us, where if you can really tune into the energy of it, you would be able to disconnect a whole thing for yourself, like pulling out at the root, okay? You like that? All right, so let me tune in. E wa yimu yini wa a wo yima wa yi wa wo ho moni ho yima wa yi wo o wa yima a wo yima wa ne wa mo wa ye. O yi wa yimu wo ni wa ma wa yima a wo moni wa ye. There we go. Good. Heart chakra. We got ascended masters coming in. Y'all feel? Thank you. All right. There we go. Okay, so the cards I was pulling just before I pulled everything in and started tuning in this energy is cracking wings. Now, you know, I pulled this card yesterday. We're sort of in a cocoon still as we get upgraded, as we fly through these cosmic portholes and be like, get, you know, all this different stuff happening to us, changing our ability to see and know and feel and understand ourselves. We're cracking wings. We're coming out of the cocoon, right? The cocoon creates, is where we allow ourselves to be aware and get to know ourselves and decide what we need, who we are, why we're here. But in the cocoon, it doesn't feel so good yet. You know, we do have physical pain and like I have some release I need to do, where yesterday I felt all this pain behind my eye and my head, and I was crying, and I didn't know why I was crying, because the emotion and the thing that's coming up is so deeply buried that I'm like, I know I'm crying and it feels so I'm getting some help tomorrow to find out what's going on in there, because she can feel it, and she can feel like there's a neural pathway there that I need support, right? So don't underestimate the power of getting support to move through these things and doing it in the moment of the cosmic transit. Like, do it with the cosmic weather, because then it's like miraculous. And we just went through a miraculous porthole where all the stuff that's coming up, it feels miserable for some of us, or it feels like overwhelming, or it feels exciting or whatever. But if you can tune into it, you can actually do like I'm saying and pull this root up. And when you pull the root up, yes, Kimberly, I was miserable on that live stream I did with Maria. I was in so much pain that night. If you can pull up the root, what happens is you're going to feel the emptiness of the root. You're going to feel the loss, but then you get to regenerate that space within you. And there is no loss. There's just regeneration. That's what I want. I mean, I really want people to really feel there's no loss. There's regeneration. So tuning into this, I love this. The energy's starting to shift. So so we've got some energy moving now that feels more like a witchy wound. So that's guilt. You know, release the guilt and the fear of being yourself, of following your passion, of letting this energy come through you. That's your own. As I've said often to my clients, anywhere that you're feeling shame or less than or not allowed to is anything other than yourself. And so you get to examine, like, well, where is this judgment coming from? Or, as you guys know, you're resonating with the deep shifts. Yeah, yes. And Kimberly, did you feel like a new level of awareness just coming through, where it's like, oh, that's how that works? Let me make sure I'm not missing the watch party in Valtopia. Am I missing comments from you guys? Let me make sure. Okay. All right, I want to go into the diagnostic deck, because I've pulled from it a few times today, so I'm going to know if these what's up with these cards. I'm feeling that energy shift in the throat for sure. It feels good. It feels like it's kind of like dislodging. That's the word. Okay, so now, I'm not even live on, there I am. Okay, cool. I'm not missing anything. All right, so let's tune in with this diagnostic. And I felt heart chakra as I tuned in first. Good, releasing fear and guilt for sure. And the thing about fear and guilt is, and shame even, is that, like, for me, like, the thing that I need to remove, it's like so old, and I've done so much work around it, which I think feels the same way for a lot of us, that it's hard to notice it. and shame, if you find, like, first you might need to feel some anger and sadness and disappointment and frustration. And then once you peel that layer off, you might realize, oh, I feel really ashamed that I had to have that problem in the first place, right? And so then you feel the shame, and then there's like, oh, now I need to forgive myself for, doing whatever I did in that moment because I didn't know any better, and the person, and then your heart starts to open and things change. But for so many of us, myself included, we're like, I've already done the work. No. Yes, conscious awareness to the hollowed out our internal spaces of root release. Yes. Because when you uproot these patterns and identities, inevitably, even when you just ask to do it, inevitably you're going to be invited to integrate and be challenged in those places where you need to release what is in alignment of what you asked for. And so many people get so thrown off by that because they're like, wait, I was doing better and things were nice. And it's like, yeah, kick ass. You're just getting to another level. And that's something you need to review to help you understand where you have a belief that you don't think you can have it. And that just did not make sense to me for, like, I'd say for the first couple of years I was doing this work, even though I was doing it and it was happening and and that's the best part about this stuff. Even when you don't know what you're doing, you are always in the right place at the right time, and it's all working for you. So there is always more work, Kimberly. Like if we didn't have more work, we'd be Jesus or dead, is what I always like to say. Ooh, look at this, Prince of Disc. So just exactly what I was talking about, body awareness and body love and body healing is such a powerful, deep solution for so many are missing. And I was looking at video today. I had to send some pictures to my son's class. They're doing like a graduation thing, and I had to send pictures. And I went back to March, and I was looking at the first day that the kids were home and how delighted they were to be home. And my son made me a fancy breakfast, and I can see in my face and my body and being like I'm way more uptight just a couple of months ago. And I realized that this pace of just not having nowhere to go and not having to go to school and not having and because I am working already and I didn't have a loss of my job, and I haven't had an illness. I did have some family members going into New York to work over there, and everything's cool, but I can tell that this different pace of life that we're going through has already shifted me. What about you guys? And I know for all of us, we're not going through the same experience. I already had my hectic nightmare of an experience where I never thought I'd get a break and running myself ragged. I already did that for years, and I've worked my way out of it. I was in the rat race for a long time, and, we're always evolving, and I don't know, we never know what everything's bringing. But for me, the more I lean into this energy and my own awareness and my heart and my health and connecting in an honest and authentic and radical way to who I really believe I am, the better my life gets. Go figure. Ada says, so much momentary physical aches and realistic dreams. So much of momentary physical aches and realistic dreams. Can you explain that a little bit more? I was like, what? What does that mean? Yes, the body is so important with moving the energy, knowing what the energy means, the emotions, expressing the emotions. We get the Hermit card still. We've been getting that a lot. We have work to do. And look, the Hierophant. We're not through this. We have several months this year of powerful personal awareness and regeneration that's being provided by the cosmos. Like, you won't really have to do anything, but the more aware you are of what the planets and how we're shifting and evolving, and the more you choose to lean into those transformations, that's when the magic happens. When you can use the cosmic transits that are actually stirring up everything and be like, oh, great, that's coming up for review. I can't go in there. Let me book Val in, or let me book somebody I trust in to help me go in there and find out what that's about. Somebody who really understands, so we can rip that root up and be done and on a certain level of it. I mean, your pattern doesn't go away, But the way you interact and understand your own beliefs and perceptions and align to who you truly are does change. And that's where the change happens. And that, when you're just doing it by yourself slowly, without really immersing into it and having someone help you, can be demoralizing, because you think you're doing the work and then you don't get the results, and then you think you're the one that doesn't get to have it. And that's not true. And a lot of people get thrown off because they are trying to do it themselves, or they're doing it in a way that isn't aligned to who they are, or they're trying to use someone else's method. How many people are doing that? And really, it's not about somebody else's method. It's about somebody else helping you find yours. And it's about somebody else helping you find yours when you won't go in there and you won't stay the course to it. Because that's where the real work is. And the real work I'm finding with my clients, and Keisha, you can probably back me up on this, is talking about the money and going into areas where we have told ourselves we're not allowed to, if we're spiritual, or if we're heart-centered, or if we care, or if we are of integrity, or if we're loving. We think we're not supposed to talk about certain things. And guess what, nice lady brigade? I'm here to rip that Band-Aid off and talk about shit you're uncomfortable with it from a loving sister, shamama energy, because we need to talk about these things. We need to get clear. If you're working with somebody intimately and paying them thousands of dollars, they should be asking you, what's going on with your money? What's going on with your situation? What are we going to do? How can I support your energy? Whatever you've hired them to do, you want them to be, you want to be asking them to support you in that intention you've invested in them for. And you want to be talking about subjects that feel uncomfortable and awkward. That's the point where we're trying to grow. And in talking about this the real work. And a lot of wonderful spiritual transformational people that I've met over the years, it's those of us who will intermingle the truth of our experience here and the grounded reality of money and the basics of implementing our strategies and such from the spiritual energy first. That's where the magic happens. But I always booked in spiritual guides and business guides because I felt there was a lack of connection to what I needed in my real life with my spiritual teachers. But I wanted to know and learn what they had to share. And the business teachers were not having enough understanding of how my mind works and how my spirituality is just a very real asset of who I am and how I work best. And you're the same. Okay, Charlie, I am live, so thank you. Thank you, Keisha. Keisha says I'm excellent at the real work. So, all right. So with that in mind, let's tune into that area where we're resistant in this collective. And look, we lost 2 people when I started talking about money. I don't know if that's related, but I don't care. Those of you who are ready to truly transform everything about yourselves, all of your beliefs, perceptions, and understandings of who you've been and who you really get to be, will be open to talk about all the subjects and understand how they're integrated, and how integrating them for yourself and understanding the truth of where you are with them and where you want to be with them will help you achieve and accomplish your vision and what you so desire as support and help for your people. Yes. And this is such a great reading here, because new and feel joy. And for so many of us and the leaders that I work with, you have achieved a level of thriving and joy in your life that's far beyond the difficult story you've risen up from. And yet, just like me, I keep carrying an element of the past with me. I keep dragging it with me because that's what I knew. And I didn't want to, but there's shades of it and elements of it that are deeply rooted. And so we get to peel back these layers, and we get to work with the people that can point out our blind spots and show us where we're still in allegiance to a story that just isn't true. And one of our stories is that we don't get to have everything we want, and that we don't get to feel joy without a terrible cost, and all these terrible beliefs that then create a reality that confirms what we learned before but don't have to re-experience. Jennifer says, I'm so ready even though it doesn't feel good. You're so ready even though it doesn't feel good. Tell me a little more. Keisha says, especially helpful, Val, how you work with leaders and coaches who know how to give the right answers to the guides who are really willing to get in there and risk getting dirty, showing you where you're at. Yeah, it does feel like a risk, doesn't it? Like you kind of you don't want to, like I didn't open up to my first guides that I paid a lot of money to on some level because, I mean, I was pretty open, but I didn't know how to get in there and do the, put myself in a position of vulnerability and intimacy where I had to trust their authority to learn my own. See, that's what we're doing. Because if you've grown up with a situation where the authority was not aligned to making you feel good and joyful, then we have to create our own. And that's part of the process of hiring such deep level one-to-one, is to relearn patterns of behavior that weren't modeled in a way that helps us or helps us thrive. All right, so feel joy new is a new thing. It's a new thing to feel joy. There's a new way for you to understand how you're going to feel joy, because it's not, this is the funniest part about transformation is, we know ourselves and we think we've changed, and then we look back a year later and go, oh my God, I've changed so much. And then we look back another year later and go, I can't believe I thought that was normal. And then you know what I mean? We keep evolving. And the person that we are now has trouble understanding how far we're going to embody. And then you embody and you're like, oh, wow, now I understand what seemed like so hard. But you just have to take each day and step towards the embodiment a little bit more each time. So as we tune into this energetic body, this pattern that we're releasing and uprooting, that's related to guilt and shame and obligation and mistrust of our divine masculine and our ability to create and manifest what's so in our vision. Name some of the things that are coming up for you in this new moon. What has been stirred up for you? Let's take a look at it. Let's put it in the comments, even if you're watching the playback. If you would like me to tune in later, I will do it on this live stream. Only this one. I can't do it on all of them, but I would do it on this one. And I will be selective who I tune into. Let's see. The Sacred No. What a great card as I'm saying that. The Sacred No.
Can I choose a card?
Yeah, Charlie, come here. Hey, Charlie. Want to say hi? So I'm not in just celebrate. I'm on my whole main page. Are you cool with that? Here. Okay, so we got the Sacred No. I'm going to talk about Sacred No. Take... No, we already did that one. Don't do that one. Why don't you do some question cards or these OT cards? OT. So Meredith says releasing the victim mentality. That was a big one for me in the beginning. And I was like really offended at first. Like, I'm not a victim. And then it was like, oh my God, I am. And stepping into the belief that I create my own reality by the choices I make. That's a big one. That's huge. And I love that you put that. And we are such powerful creators. And this was something that I had to learn. What you got? What do we have? Oh, appreciation. And don't take it personally. That's a good one, Charlie. That is so good. That's about detaching, right? Detaching your emotion. We project so much onto other people when we're not in our awareness and our consciousness. And we have this whole experience of drama and interaction that's not happening for the other person. Have you ever noticed that? So that's where the Sacred No and taking care of yourself so that you can be in a state of appreciation rather than reaction. Keisha says, hi, Charlie. Meredith says, oh my God, I just about bit off Leah's head when she brought it to my attention. Yeah, it's a hard paradigm shift, right? So that's why you get that feeling of rejection and like, no, because those first couple years, I think, are the hardest to uproot. But then, you get past a certain point and you're deeper in and it's just as fun. Just as fun. The beauty of doing the work is that you begin to become familiar with yourself and understand your own patterns. And these shifts happen so much more quickly and without so much like drastic uprooting. Like, for example, my first shift, I had to go through divorce and that took years. It was a big deal. My kids, everybody had to deal with the shift, right? But now I'm in alignment. So the shifts I take, they're still going to challenge and push me into new places. But now we're leaning more into what I want rather than cleaning up what I don't want, right? You feel me? And I think that's what a lot of people don't realize when they begin this journey is like, okay, if you're in a really bad state of misalignment in your life, then that's when it feels like, you know, Meredith says, like, you know, you bite people's head off because you're like, wait, I've been busting my balls. I'm a good worker. I do all this. What are you saying to me? But then when you begin to take a look at those behaviors and beliefs and stuff, it's like, oh, I'm totally steeped in this other people's ideas, and this isn't at all what's real. And Meredith, you know, I mean, I'm imagining, I don't know if you're in with the Healy too, but I think that understanding energy and your own energy and how to move energy in your body and the energy of momentum in your own life and who you're dealing with, that is so fun. And that is actually, if it works, instead of like the old school methods that John, stop shouting, please. Okay. They're playing video games and everything. No, John's in there screaming and shouting, and I couldn't hear myself. All right. I think I need to go soon. They're like obviously ready for movie o'clock. All right, let's pull a question card. Charlie, please close the door. You know your kids are trying to get your attention. Usually I do it earlier in the day, but we had stuff going on all day. I just had my major awakening last year. All right, so you're still putting a lot of pieces together and learning your gifts. You've been using the Healy a lot. Oh, we want to hear about it. Wonderful. Okay, so that's what the thing when we wake up and so I'm dealing with the clients that I'm working with, the leaders who are coming into these next layers of self-awareness where you're past survival and you're in thriving, but there's elements of you still pull into the past and still can't believe or see or access what it is already, coded within you, but the programming or your experience, or maybe there's been some neural pathway damage that we need to reintegrate. Maybe there's some energetic flow that you just have never experienced. Most of my clients within the first few hours are shifting, and within the first few hours of speaking with me on the Voxer and me helping them to guide the energy, shift radically, because most of you just haven't learned to move the energy. And I've had clients who've gone through spiral and all that stuff, and they're like, wow, nobody ever told it to me this way. Nobody ever shared about the body this way. It makes a whole lot of difference, doesn't it, Keisha? Yes, we're doing question cards. Kimberly Radke says, releasing the predictability and story of who do I think I am to want or desire that. I remember that one. Stepping into soul nakedness and pure vulnerability in the essence of me. Woo, beautiful. The whole back of my neck went. Yeah, the thing about who do I think I am or want to desire that is what I call capital OTHER. As in, it's not you. Anything inside of you saying, who do I think I am to want that? It's actually not you. It's other people's judgments, cultural programming, religious and spiritual beliefs, right? Experiences that have scared you or warned you off of who you are. You get to be who you are. And in fact, if you don't, then you miss out on why you were born and all the cool shit that's coded inside of you that when you flip on those switches, all that stuff comes in and the people go, whoa, bling, 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 bling. That's the worst part. Everybody's missing out on this kick-ass shit that's right there for us. It's right here for us. And that's why we've had all these dark agendas over forever, because it is miraculous and we do have access. That's why, look at my face. I'm like, you guys, we have access. And that's why I'm so excited about the Healy too, because I feel like it's going to give so many more people access to understanding how to shift their vibration in a radically rapid way. I can help you do it. I mean, especially if you're aligned to my energy. I've worked with so many people. It's so fast. But having the device just opens it up to so many more people. And look, it answers your question. Why do I make a difference? Why do I make a difference? And, Kimberly, I had that feeling so many times, like, who am I to step up in leadership? Who am I to put this content out? Who am I? And my visions, like I'm 49 and I've been going fully at this for 5 years, and then I pretty much dedicated most of my life to becoming the artist and getting to the stage I got to before I woke up, right? So I wasn't asleep or unconscious or not ambitious or following my dreams. I just wasn't fully awake to my own energy field and my gifts and my spirituality. I just didn't know. And when I brought that part in, a lot of what I'd been doing leading up to my awakening made sense. And the arc of what I'd been inspired with came true. And then even in the last 2 years, stuff that happened in 2017 that felt, or even 2015, that I was like, wow, that's like a really big thing for me to claim. It's come in and it's here. And so that's why I sit here with this grounded, like, yeah, no, you're a powerful creator and you create your reality, because I'm 49 and I lived this way naturally, but everything fought me against it. And then when I finally started to live in harmony with it, that's when everything really opened up. And that's the blessing of your gifts and who you really are. I don't care how bad you mess it up. You will come through and your gifts will come through. That's the beauty. All right. John. Okay, I need to go regulate the game. All right, one last card, and then we're going to go. And listen, I can feel somebody having this energy right in here. And so, I have a new meditation that I want to put up on my website. It is on my website, and I don't know what happens when you download it because I haven't adjusted the funnel. But I'm fixing it, and I want you guys to have access to that because it's awesome. So get the support that you need. I think that's one of the biggest things that baller leaders who may have been control freaks and have survived at the expense of their own well-being forget, that you are allowed to get support. And in fact, you are a powerful, visionary, innovative boss leader who's taking charge when you do get support. I've invested in so much support. I'm a really naturally talented, gifted, and I had to get help because it didn't matter. All that stuff, all the talent, all the natural talent, all the world experience, all the education, none of it mattered if I can't integrate myself into a cohesive, grounded presence. And I couldn't before because I had so much trauma and split energy within myself, between who I really am and who life was trying to tell me I am. That's how far forward I was born in my paradigm. Like what seems normal to me is always far ahead of what's here. And so that's a lonely place to be. And it's not now because everybody's catching up, right? So you might probably feel the same way. You're starseed, your constellation, you're here to change things. And so don't let that loneliness be anything more than a sign of how innovative you are and what you're here to do. And let everybody else wake the fuck up when you bring it down. Bring it down. Bring your shit down. Nobody can see it until you do it. Nobody can feel it and live in it and love it and enjoy it until you do and you bring it down. And guess what? You're not alone. If you're feeling it and been called to it, there's a whole bunch of other people waiting for you to bring it down. And when you do, they're like, yeah, it's here. And you're like, yeah, it's here. We're doing it together. And you just keep going deeper and deeper into it, and it just keeps getting more powerful, and you just keep going, shit, I was right. I was right. You feel me? Who's lit up tonight now after all of that? Woo, that was good. All right, I keep wanting to do more cards, but I gotta go hang out with my kids. It's dark now. So listen, I think I might have explained something on one of my live streams because I have an application to work with me. The application to work with me is you can fill it out and I'll take a look, but if you really want to work with me and then you get to the bottom question and say, I don't have any money, well, then you get my free meditation. Okay? So don't fill it out if that's what's going to happen. And those of you that are filling it out, I'm considering them and I'm really looking forward to aligning my next. I only have a couple people at a time. And we have a private group here in Celebrate where I really like to have an intimate experience, and the content that comes through is designed around the intimate clients, but then we get to share that content more widely for the whole community. So when you invest in me, you're actually investing in the community, because I do share the content that comes through, and I'm a channel, I'm a transmitter. So my healing isn't about just me, just like it is for you in your constellation. When you heal your throat chakra and ground into your roots and open your solar plexus, you're opening it for your whole community, for your family, for your ancestors, for the people forward. So there's nothing frivolous and more important than you could do than invest in understanding and regenerating and optimizing your own energy system, energy awareness, and energy mastery. And you can do that with me. So check it out. I have self-guided study, and the one-to-one obviously is a higher level. You can find out about that in the application. It's on Valtopia.com. And own your frequency. You're the miracle. Love you guys. See you tomorrow.